Welcome to the SRC Local Governance and Community Development Forum Highlights 2024. This year, we explored vital topics from property tax and trade license processes to town planning and technology, Labor Day projects, public health and safety, and post-hurricane burial recovery. We've also explored infrastructure and traffic management, civic affairs initiatives, and economic development opportunities that drive growth and jobs. This compilation captures the most impactful moments, celebrating the collaboration and resilience that define our communities. Let's reflect, learn, and continue building together. If you answered no to any of those questions, then you want to stay with us until the end of this live forum as we seek to help you to navigate property tax and trade license in Jamaica.
Clarendon is one of the largest parishes on the island. The parish council, the local government, is actually responsible for the fire stations across the island.
Can we get some street lights installed between Lennon High and Moko Primary? We're going to have to do something about that. And this is so we can get some more tax dollars to spread around to get those lights in place.
Taxes are due and payable the 1st of April every year. However, you have the option to pay annually, biannually, or quarterly. If you still are not being compliant, you will be served a summons to go to court. You can pay inline, you can pay online, you can pay via the banking app, and you can pay via the TAJ mobile app.
So all the members of your communities are empowered to do what is right so that we can help to build our spaces.
What we find is when we ask for their trade license, they say, yes, we have the trade license. But when they do present a license, it is actually the company's license from Kingston.
Wow, that 200,000 is steep. It pays to comply.
If there's an entrance or exit that you can move from one side to the other in terms of moving from the bar to the grocery shop, then one trade license is needed. The moment you pay for your trade license is the same moment you can receive your license. It's not at another office, it's not for another day, it's the same day, same for each process. Pay and you collect same time. If by chance though, when we visit the locations of shops and bars and they have not filed, we can do an on-the-spot assessment and indicate to them how much they are supposed to go to the collectorate and make a payment and instantly receive their license. They can also go to TAJ, speak to one of TAJ officers, right? And they will get all the information on how they can make their payment for their trade license and get their trade license so that they would not have a trade license to show when we go there. Remember, you don't want to be fined for not paying your trade license. And that fine is either for the person paying $75,000 annually or $2,500 annually. For you to operate your business, you must have a trade license. The trade license is what empowers you to purchase the items or goods for you to sell them back. Without having a trade license, you're basically operating illegally. For persons who are able to do online payments, I would advise online payments. For persons who are not able to do their online payments, what they could do is make contact with us. We'll reach out to them. We'll assist them with the forms and even assist them in doing the forms.
Since you are a senior, they have the option of social discretionary relief, a special discretionary relief that is granted by the Ministry of Finance. The Geoland National Land Agency body, they won't issue a title with balances owed on any property, any at all. So the onus is on you, the owners, to come together to clear those balances. Everybody who is in possession of a property whether you are a mortgagee, whether you own the property, whether you're leasing the property, or you are a renter, you are liable to pay those taxes. I've seen cases where the Commissioner General actually waived interest on some property.
How technologies like geographic information systems, more popularly known as GIS, drones, and the Amanda system are transforming the way we design and develop our communities.
Sustainable development is meeting the need for the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Zoning refers to the regulations that governs land use and the placement of buildings within a municipality or other jurisdiction. Good town planning fosters community engagement by creating public spaces that encourage social interaction and cultural activity, thus enhancing the social fabric of the community. GIS helps us to visualize and manage land use efficiently, aid in zoning, resource allocation, and also sustainable development. Gone are the days where you have to basically not just look at satellite image, but it's very difficult to access some land as it relates to inspection. So we can use the flight patterns as it relates to flying the drone over these areas and do a digital inspection. This will enable a person to submit application virtually from the comfort of their homes and also the offices. So you don't have to come into the municipal corporation physical to submit an application. You can digitize everything and submit and even pay for that application online.
We're giving the citizens that direct access where they can actually track their application without having to call someone at the municipal corporation.
Smart cities are smart city component. So smarter, facilitate smarter, more efficient and sustainable environment. With the increased emphasis on sustainability, technology will play a key role in the development of green infrastructures, renewable energy projects within the urban area. This includes the integration of solar panels, rainwater harvesting, green roof, and energy efficient building design that are planned and assessed using sophisticated tools. Now, we will be using technology, the GIS mapping, the drone technology, and other technology to assist us. And as I said before, NAA uses certain technology to track traffic flow, the frequency of vehicles passing through the area, and so forth. Zoning increasingly favors mixed-use development that combines residential, retail, offices, and recreational spaces into a single integrated neighborhood. Understanding these trends can help citizens better anticipate changes in their community and participate more efficiently or effectively in town planning processes. This is very important for us to use town planning to not manipulate, but to analyze data as it relates to land use management in Clarendon. Movement of the tankers would not be allowed on the bridge. So the transportation of the tanker would have been through Glenmore Road. To having all those taxis housed in one area should enhance the efficiency of the traffic flow within the town of Maypen. There's a relationship between migration and poverty, migration and parental absence, migration and crime. Please be reminded that Maypen is an old town, right? And I would like to make reference to other towns or other cities, such as, say, Manhattan.
Maypen needs a traffic management system similar to what was implemented in Mandeville, put in more traffic lights and upgrade the road infrastructure. Maypen needs a space for families to go and have proper recreation, entertainment, and fun. A nice common space with rides and other park facilities.
Instead of calling the municipal corporation, there will be a link towards the Amanda system for you to just put in your application reference number and you'll see where your application is within the process. If you're seeing whereas garages popping up within your community, you need to inform the municipal corporation because that is conflict within the area. If it's residential development, you don't want to have an industrial activity such as a garage within these areas. It can affect property value and so forth.
We don't want it sitting there on YouTube and only us keeping it in our little corner. Let's so others can get access to it and they know how they can engage with the municipal corporation and other entities in this space so that we can stay informed and empowered. That's what we are all about. Welcome to the Labor Day edition of our Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum. I invite you to stay with us for updates on Labor Day projects from across Clarendon, insights on the upcoming Compliance and Beauty Show, and we're going to be featuring a community-led project that was done by the Cockpit Citizens Association. Projects in galore, and for those in the different community groups, you would have seen the different pictures and videos rolling in, and some really commendable projects. Christian Levity is saying that she loved what she saw coming out of Frankfield. Kudos to the PDC for the work put in.
Driving through, you can see a difference. The town is clean. And I said to the vendors, hey, you have to get your bags. You have to store the garbage that you use. And I think I'm getting there. What is unfortunate, we have tried desperately in the past to find where that water is coming from. And NWC has been there so many times, repair, and all of a sudden it starts spring. My understanding is that area could be an underground spring. We have a elderly gentleman over in the overline area. We call him Weedy. And I'm pretty sure that Weedy had challenges getting into his home. And so a lovely ramp was erected there today for him. If we take more care of our environment, we'll be able to beat what we're facing now in terms of climate change.
Fantastic. I love to hear continuity.
That kind of collaboration, you can imagine.
That's right. That's very important. Yeah. Love that. Yeah. Highlighting that the Rotary bus shelter was cleaned and sanitized and surrounding area cleaned and trash bagged near Sagicor Millennium Mall. For those who are looking on, this is another project that we don't have to wait until the next Labor Day. We can take it on.
We have spoken to a lot of other donors that is willing to come on board, but there are some criteria that they are asking for that we are trying to sort out in order to get the community center back on track. The Cockpit project is one that has been dear to me for quite a while because they're having the water issue and they always wanted somewhere to put the tank so that it can feed the school adequately.
Power of collaboration.
Community can benefit from a whole lot of things, but persons just have to come together, and no matter what, no matter how small a group, we can always go big.
It's good to see fellow justices of the peace participating in Labor Day projects across the parish. Thank you in advance for spreading the word so that other citizens can be made aware of this space.
We had an event at the Mineralites Playfield dubbed the Six-a-Side Football Competition and Family Fun Day, where we had about 8 teams participating in the Six-a-Side Football Competition, where we had teams playing for cash prizes of first prize $30,000, second prize $20,000, and third prize $10,000.
The Elevation Cycling Club reached out seeking support. They usually do their annual cycling along the stretch there on the highway, and they saw that it needed a little cleaning up, so they came down with their team and did some cleaning up along that stretch.
The Clarendon Municipal Corporation is inviting you to their Compliance and Beauty Show come Monday, May 27, 2024 at the Old Police Station from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So come out early because you want to get your business registered, you want to get your public health permit, you want to get your license. Come now, we're going to make it legit.
That's right.
We believe that as a municipal corporation, we needed to be more connected. And by being more connected, we step outside of the box and we look at areas how we can impact the lives of our small business people. We're giving them a one-stop shop. We're giving you a platform to boost your business, to get your business on the right track.
And remember, it's not a loan, you don't repay. You just have to ensure you have the necessary things in place to access the grant to improve and enhance.
Right. I want to take the opportunity to thank the sponsors because without them, we could not have make it as big as we intend for it to be on Monday, the 27th.
Big up to the Cockpit Citizens Association, Heart and Estate Trust was shining across the parish. Keep the collaboration going, not just with the citizens group, but they get the young people involved so they can be a part of the change that they want to see. We have to be a part of the change that we wish to see. Have we ever stopped to think about the municipal corporation's part in the whole matter of public health and safety?
Public health and safety refers to efforts and practices aimed at protecting and improving the health and well-being of populations. When you have a clean environment, it contributes so much to improve public health and public well-being. So when you have a healthy environment, you have a safer living condition.
Feel free to share the link so others can join to learn more about what's happening in your parish and how you can be a part of the change that you wish to see.
The main function of this committee is to conduct disaster management activities to mitigate negative impacts associated with natural and man-made hazards.
As citizens, we too have a responsibility to help in all of this. So what steps can we take as individuals to better prepare for emergencies?
Ensure that once ADPEM give the orders for you to evacuate, ensure that you evacuate and move to higher grounds or to a shelter. All shelters are being inspected by the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Ministry of Health, and the CMC. So the health would have inspected to ensure that all public safety regulations are met.
I want us to look at it from 4 different aspects. So as a public health specialist, once I hear disaster, I'm not just thinking about the personal safety and the flooding. I'm thinking about the health implications of any kind of disaster. So let's say that you are a farmer, and let's say that you're not fully immunized against diphtheria and tetanus. Sometimes when you have disasters and rain, it's gonna unearth a lot of sharps. So you're gonna have persons getting injured, persons getting cuts here and there. They can get the risk of tetanus.
Perfect preparation prevents poor performance. And so we want to encourage the citizens to stock up on the essentials. It's not unusual for us to be responding to house fire calls, because once the light goes and some persons may not be so careful, we're not suggesting that the fire wardens actively fight any fire. The duty of that lies with the Jamaica Fire Brigade. And so we want to encourage the fire wardens to direct persons to the nearest exit, assign someone to walk with those persons exiting with an extinguisher. We believe we would rather prevent a fire than respond to a fire. We actually go into communities, especially the farming communities, and teach persons about how to safely dispose of waste. There is the prevalence of slash and burn. So we teach persons how to safely burn. And we encourage, especially our farmers in those farming communities, we understand the need to burn. And so we say, put it in a drum, light it, and cover it.
It's important that you try to eliminate mosquito breeding sites. You try to put holes in tins, try to eliminate anything in your environment that can accumulate water, garbage, tires, anything that will store water. And an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. The water in Jamaica is among the best in the world. You have the cruise ships coming to Jamaica begging for our water.
Don't be selfish. Please share the information so others can learn and be empowered as well.
The Know Your Numbers campaign is a screening campaign, and we use it to try to detect non-communicable diseases as well as sexually transmitted and other diseases that persons may have and they may not be aware of. We also do your waist circumference, because we find that your waist circumference is an independent predictor of cardiovascular disease, otherwise known as heart disease. And early treatment equals cure, or early treatment equals control. And that is better for your overall health, because the Ministry of Health has now rebranded. We are now the Ministry of Health and Wellness. We are into disease prevention and disease control. We don't want to end up in hospital with all kind of sequelae of the disease. try to get out of the chair, try to stretch, try to do like the 30 minutes exercise at least 5 days of the week. We want you to also to eat healthily. We want you to stop the sodas and the sweet drinks and drink more water. Water is so good for you.
We at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, we take saving lives and protecting property very serious. That is our mandate. Do not try to cross these areas once they are flooded, because we have often seen it and seen the end result, that sometimes lives are lost.
The onus is on you, the individual and businesses and all different stakeholders of the society to ensure that your own safety is paramount.
We need to be pulling some of these entities into one space so we can hear what's happening. What are the challenges being experienced? What are the things being done? And how we as citizens can be part of that rebuilding process.
So we move into that area. You start to, persons who are in shelter, we have to find them food, we have to get them water. Even though themselves were suffering, they went to give a helping hand to their neighbors. I must say a very big thank you to Jamaica, persons within the parish, outside of the parish, who rallied to the cause.
It is frustrating, not just for the residents, we understand, but it's also frustrating for our linemen, the people who are out there night and day. Some of them, even at home, they don't have electricity. Hurricane proof. No energy system is hurricane proof. Yes, we can invest more to improve the strength of the grid. We've had linemen from Belize, Guyana, and Cayman who came in. They started coming in on Saturday, and we expect some more next week to assist us. So far, we will have on the ground linemen from 4 Caribbean countries working alongside our own linemen and contractors to help to expedite the restoration in the parishes that are most badly hit.
The farmers are crying out, and a lot of people are not so happy that we're not going to have the full 3 days of Denby.
The parish of Clarendon would have suffered major losses to agriculture. We have actually started issuing some relief to some farmers. This year we have the early off the blocks, we have opted to start with the crop farmers, more so the vegetable farmers who would have, been preparing for the festive season. We think the knowledge is more important than the tangibles. Currently, we are looking at over 33,000 registered farmers in Clarendon, which is out of 230,000 to 240,000 nationally.
Government will have to play a very integral role in that. It cannot be that we give them we leave them with that opportunity on their own to just build anyhow. It cannot be just the nail and the zinc, and you drive the nail through the zinc. You must have the hurricane strap that is going to make sure that you have some resilience if that hurricane comes again. We have to take some strong measures. We have to educate so that people can understand that this is something we have to do for long-term resilience.
There's a temptation, I know, for persons to start doing their own restoration. We spoke about that. I still want to caution persons to stay away from fallen poles and broken power lines because you do not know if they're energized. Be very careful with open flames. If you need to have other lighting, get a flashlight or something, but or use your phone, the light on your phone, but do not leave the candles or the lamps unattended.
Money spent can't be recovered unless it is invested. And therefore, if they would have lost from a particular enterprise, sometime, it is so devastating that they will want to think about coming out of the sector.
We have on our website a space that allows you to enter the name of your community. If you do not see your community listed on the areas in which we're working, you can click on a link and just add the name of your community.
We're building back stronger and better.
I'd just like to remind everyone to put safety first every time. Your own safety, the safety of your children, your family, your property, as well as the safety of JPS workers. Make sure you keep your children away from power lines that you do not know if they're live or not.
We will continue to work as hard as possible with JPS and the other entities, organization, to make sure that we can bring the recovery to you as quickly as possible and bring your life back to normalcy.
We have the local governance and community development segment where we bring in not just the municipal corporation, but other entities, as you're seeing here, RADA, JP. We had the health team in Clarendon. We pulled them all together before the hurricane to share what was happening in terms of preparation. Stay informed, stay together, stay empowered. We are starting a series looking at the different committees of the municipal corporation, what exactly they do, and the administrative arm that supports them.
We're responsible for ensuring equitable access to roads, bridges, public utilities, and other essential services. We expect that when you do a road, we're expecting that road should last between 5 to 8 years before you need any remedial work. I normally look for those roads in consultation with the citizens, in consultation with the taxi operators, business people. I have not gone anywhere and see your traffic flowing out of your town. The town is our economic base, so it should be pretty easy to get into your town. So many of those roads that you have your traffic flowing 2 ways now will become 1 way in short order. When you come into Mapen and enter Glenmere Road, you must feel like you're in Miami.
For too long, this town has been the only major town in Jamaica with less than 1 traffic signal. Let's update our viewers on some of the most pressing engineering challenges.
The parish faces several challenges regarding drainage systems and road maintenance, which significantly impact infrastructure and community safety. We're thinking about investment in smarter technologies like GIS, mapping, and so to improve monitoring and managing of our drainage systems.
It's our responsibility. So here's one citizen that's ready to help.
Remember, we can't be everywhere at once. So we do encourage them to reach out to us, express what is going on within these areas so we can do the necessaries. We then assign an officer to do an investigation or do an inspection to see the exact issue. If there's a situation where there needs to be repairs, we do an assessment of the area or the issue. Once there's a contact information, we normally contact the persons who reach out to the council and try to engage them on a personal level. Maintaining existing infrastructure while simultaneously developing new projects within the corporation presents a complex challenge that requires careful planning and budgeting and prioritization. We figured out that this approach ensures that essential assets are maintained, preventing costly and emergency repairs.
We have identified 10 roads that will fall under the auspices of the Spark program.
I'm pleased to say that even for the past couple of days, we've been having rains. We haven't received any complaints of leakage in the market for the first time in a long while. So we're pretty proud of that one.
What are the plans to expand the geographical commercial area of Mapen?
I met with a group of doctors out of Nigeria in April they have purchased the place already, and they intend to put a hospital, dental hospital, for training and another business at that old Ashton location. I expect to become the premier hospital in Clarendon, if not in Jamaica. If we're going to have the kind of development that we are yearning for, then all those major corridors need to be fully upgraded.
What opportunities exist for public-private partnerships to enhance infrastructure and traffic management across Clarendon? How can residents and businesses get involved?
We need all hands on deck if Clarendon is going to become the premier parish of Jamaica. And we can become it. We have the potential. We have the people with the knowledge to do it. Any citizens can come on the second Thursday of every month to our meeting. It is open. So we're asking those who are interested to come and to see what it is that your counselors are doing.
How can the council assist with detached youths and violence in schools in Clarendon? There's a lot of work being done between the SDC and the Community Safety and Security Branch to reactivate the different clubs in the parish. We do have a youth leadership forum on 5th Thursdays, so you can check out the playlist on that to see what other youth are doing in different areas of the country. There's an opportunity right there to engage either directly with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security for their work program or go through the Youth Innovation Center so you can get access to that and share with others. We all are concerned about the safety of the children, and we have to do whatever we can to take care of that. Remember, as I always ask you, don't keep it to yourself, please share so that others can become aware of what's happening and how they can be a part of the change that they want to see. It's always a pleasure to share space with you virtually. For this forum, we are zoning in on the Civic and Community Relations Committee.
Yes. We are also in charge of Independence Day celebrations, where we highlight our independence as a nation. Christmas is all about giving and sharing and being with your family. And at the municipal corporation, we regard every member of our communities as our family.
One of my primary or core functions is really to bridge the gap between the Clarendon Municipal Corporation and the communities that we serve. We have town hall meetings, and this medium we use to ensure that we get out in the communities. We meet the persons where they are. We hear what their issues are. If we cannot solve them, then we take the agencies with us. We'll take them into the communities with us, and we make the link between the community members and these agencies.
We have some vibrant youth councillors headed by our youth mayor and the deputy mayor, who are raring to go.
Collected. It is our duty, because it is part of our civic, to make sure that the communities are well kept. We are not a corporation that gets a complaint and sit on it. We move instantaneously when persons have, our community have a situation that needs to be rectified.
Public education is key so the communities at large can understand what is going on in our parish, need more of these programs.
We hold their hands in the initial stages, and then by the time they're able to walk, just like a baby learning to crawl, and then they get up and they start walking by themselves. We repainted a pedestrian crossing, painted the verges, cleaned the verges as a matter of fact, and so on.
These young business operators have gone through some intense training and hand-holding preparation. And there's another project that's taking place in the space, just about to start, for about 20 young women in business.
Remember, it is your property tax that goes back to pay for the collection of your garbage. It is your property tax that goes back to pay also for your street. No. It is the small community persons that are paying these taxes. Our winner from Maypen was actually Sandy Bay. When we do these town hall meetings, we realize that a lot of our community-based organization persons come out, and when they are properly informed, they are able to take back the message to persons within their space that was not available to be at the meeting.
So said. And as you mentioned, let me just remind our viewers that you can watch a replay of the budget consultation on the page, and you still have an opportunity to share your input. When you license your motor vehicles, you do it in the parish. It might be more convenient for you to pay it when you go out of town to work, but that money is not coming back to your parish.
When you pay it within parish, it stays here. And it is that money that we use to fund our budget, to do infrastructural work on your roads, to pay for your street lights, to clean your block drains.
We are actually in the process of mobilizing the agencies so we can all go up there, meet with the persons where they are, find out what their issues are, and see how best we can go about solving them. We're trying to reach out to those persons where they are. We understand that technology is where the world is going, and so we want to meet persons in the digital space.
If you don't love people, and you will not be able to serve, because oftentimes the service that you give, there is no great reward for it. It is only through service that I'm able to do the things that I do and the passion that I have to do it. We go the extra mile to make sure that our communities are kept and that the citizens feel justified. When those two knock their heads together and to strategize along with us counselors and the administrative staff so that we can get things done.
Knowledge is power, and having those town hall meetings brings about awareness and understanding.
We are planning a grand show. One of the things that was pointed out was that when we have the Christmas concerts, we want to hear more Christmasing and more caroling and, you know, the vibes and the enjoyment.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. We are happy here at Toronto Resource Connected to be the Clarendon Municipal Corporation's media partner. Never set out to be in media, but just facilitating the connection. We are continuing our series with the Municipal Corporation, highlighting the vital role of the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee and the Local Economic Development Officer in transforming Clarendon through strategic initiatives. What is the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee, and why is its work significant to Clarendon's development?
I want to be totally honest with our viewers, and I don't want our audience to leave with false hope. Definitely, we have a very close partnership with the Clarendon Parish Development Committee, also this Social Development Commission, and also the Maypen Chambers of Commerce. Our stakeholders, they are very integral in the local economic development processes for the parish. That was a project that targeted over 60 women, along with girls that have been exposed to domestic violence, and that program has impacted those persons.
We are expecting to launch our website in December here to provide greater access to the general public.
This was a really great project because it allowed our vulnerable women to realize there's a way out of the situation for them by being economically empowered.
There's a lot of opportunities in Clarendon, but just visit the Clarendon Municipal Corporation and we will help you find investment in Clarendon.
Today was our civic committee meeting, and we have lengthy discussion inside there as it relates to that area. And so the committee is charged, along with the chair person for that committee, Councillor Tanya Lee Williams, to do a policy. We need to create and to develop that policy to see where we go with that space. We want to do everything to boast about Clarendon, our little sunshine parish. And so it is one that we are readily, with open arms, to attract external partnership from others out there so that they can help to boost our space.
For Clarendon, we have done a lot of projects right across the board. We have our Youth in Business project, which is still alive and well, but we have our BizBridge project, where we have impacted 25 persons in terms of entrepreneurship and also a grant to start their business.
Thank you for the young people who have been joining the community over on Instagram. Most of the youth clubs across Jamaica, not just Clarendon, have been tapping in.
I have the privilege of walking the market, just a section of it today. And I can tell you they are feeling excited because I think it was last week, the committee would have decided to change it up a little bit for the Christmas season. We would have gone ahead and make that decision to give them for 6 weeks instead of the 3 weeks this year. And so our those vending areas would have started from the 18th of November, and it goes all the way up until the 4th of January. And so they are loving it. It's not for the corporation to generate funds from having these markets, but it's really to put in the right regulations so that persons, because it's our responsibility. It's really our responsibility to ensure that we provide space for our vendors. Once you're abiding by the laws and regulations that we would have set out from the corporation, you're good to go. You can only have a good Christmas and make your money so that you can feed your family.
Okay, that is great. All right, a question regarding the cemetery. Will it be operated like a dovecot?
Yeah. We're looking into that. There's a number of other cemeteries that we're trying to model.
President Fairman is advising that for information on the police youth clubs, you can visit the police station nearest to you and they will give all the information. We ask that you don't keep the information to yourself, but share it with others so they can know. And if they too have questions, they can reach out and get answers.
All right, so we're in our Christmas season and we want to encourage persons to be safe. So I'm inviting persons to come on down. Maypen is very safe to vend. With all our town centers are very safe to vend.
Their concern is our responsibility. We are the servant of the people. And if we're the servant of the people, then we work for the people.
The Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum was brought to you by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, working for you always. Visit the Serenity Resource Connector website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com. Subscribe for a weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching.